Hello everyone. This is my first attempt at making an informational video. So what I'm going to show you today is how to either augment both the time signature and note values or diminish the time signature and note values in musescore files. I had the need to do this last year with a song I wrote for my students, and first I wrote it in 6.4, but then it just didn't look right, and I wanted to diminish everything to 6.8. And when I finally figured out how to do it, it looked much better, and I was really glad. Um, I did a lot of searching on the internet, and I finally came up with this page right here. I've included this link in the description, and in here this gives you all the information for both the script file and the application we're going to be using to run the script. So the script file is the duration DH file here, but I didn't use the first one or the second one on the page. I navigated all the way down to the last one here because this is the most recent script file. So you can't just download this as a file. You're going to have to open it in another tab. It's going to give you all this text. You're going to highlight and copy all the text. Then you're going to need to run a notepad. Paste all the text in, and when we save this file, we're going to save it, well, let's just save it the same name that he had it. Duration DH. But we're not saving it as a text. Let's do it as all files, and we're going to put on .awk so that GAWK program can run it. So let's save it. Alright, I have the script file saved in the folder along with the file I'm going to modify. Here is the script, it's the AWK, and there's the file we're going to modify. So the first thing we're going to need to do, I already have this file opened in musescore, and we're going to have to save an uncompressed copy of this file. By default, musescore saves files as the compressed files, but we're going to have to save it as an uncompressed musescore file, the MSCX. So let's go ahead and do that in that same folder, and I'm going to save. Bada bing, bada boom. Done. So I'm going to bring this down here. Let me shrink that so it fits in the window. There we go. Alright, now, like I said, this page had the script, and it also has the link to the GAWK application we're going to need. I've also included this SourceForge link in the description. So you navigate to the SourceForge page, this GAWK for Windows, and I downloaded the first exe from this link right here, and it worked, whatever. I saved it, I ran it, it installed, and I didn't know where it went. But I later found out you have to run it through the command line. So just open a command line, and it doesn't have to be with administrative privileges or anything, just open a command line. Now, when you do this, you can follow the instructions given, where is it? Right here. And it works. It's just about as clear as mud, though. I had a real hard time following all these instructions, so this is what I deciphered from all this. It does work, but it's hard if you don't know how to run scripts, or you you're like me, not real savvy with all that stuff. So basically what you're doing is you're including the path to the GAWK application, and I'll show you where that is. Then you're going to have to actually type in a -f. I don't know what this means, I just know it works. Then you're going to have to include the path to that script that we just created in that folder. And then you're going to have to actually type in this -v space mode equals 2 if you want to augment the rhythm and the time signature, or a 1/2 if you want to diminish. So after you type that, then you're going to include the path to the file, and I'm going to show you how to do all this. The greater than sign is space greater than, then you're going to have to put another space and that same path to the file, and just change the file name, because what will happen is if you don't change the file name, it's going to overwrite it with no warning, and then you won't be left with your original, and if anything gets messed up, then you're going to lose the file completely. So I'm going to show you how to modify the file name in the command line and everything. So let's get to it. Go into your local C drive, go into your programs folder, and you're going to find this folder, this GNU Win32. You need to go in there and you need to navigate into the bin folder. This holds the application that we're going to use to run this script. Okay? So, like I said, path to the application. Just drag it, drop it, bada bang. Okay, now that we've done that, put in a space, a hyphen, and an F. Then another space. And then we're going to include the path to the script. Drag it, drop it, there it is. So, another space, V mode, and first thing we're going to do is augment it, so I'll put in a 2. Another space. We're going to have to use the uncompressed file, so I'm going to take that, I'm going to drag it, drop it in there, come back into the command line, space, greater than sign, another space, drag that same file, put it in there again, because that is going to be the destination where we're going to save it. Now, like I said, it would overwrite this file. So what I'll do is I'll just at the end of it write in an AUG, so we know that this is the file that has been augmented. Now when you do this, just press enter, and it creates the augmented file right here. And when I open this, everything has been augmented to 6/4. All the dotted quarter notes became dotted half notes. All the eighth notes became quarter notes, and so on. Pretty cool. So, if you didn't want to augment everything and you wanted to diminish everything, we'll go through the same process. We're going to drag the AWK down into the command line, drop it, space, -F, space, script file, drag it, drop it, go back into the command line, space, -V, space, mode, and this time we're going to equals 1/2 because we're going to diminish the time signature and note value. So then I'll take that uncompressed file again and I'm going to drop it in, come back into the command line, space, greater and sign, and then drag this, drop it, come back into the command line and modify the name again, except this time I'll put a DIM so we know that this is diminished. Press enter, let GAWK run, and there is the diminished file. So when I open this, you see that the time signature has been diminished to 616, and all of the note values have also been diminished. All of the eighth notes are 16th notes, and the dotted quarter notes have become dotted eighth notes, and so on. So I hope you found this informational and a little bit easier to understand, because it took me forever. Alright, thanks for watching.